Welcome to Cannonball Sports. My name is Joey Sterling. My co-host is Zack Herring. We're excited to bring you guys another episode. And we're excited because our stuff is finally on YouTube. So if you want to check us out on YouTube, make sure you follow the Twitter. If you're not already following it, it's Cannonball WCNU. So today we're kind of jumping all over the place with topics. But we're going to start out with the XFL. Zach, did you watch any XFL games?
I did. I watched the game with the DC Defenders, and I forget what the other team was. It was Seattle.
Seattle
right?
Dragons.
Yes. I watched some of that. It was pretty good. It felt like, I don't think it felt like, it didn't feel like an NFL game to me, but it felt like good football.
Consensus is the quality of play is actually very solid. You know, it feels a lot better than AAF, if anybody remembers that or watched it. But, you know, it's just like quality of play I've seen from everywhere that they feel like that's pretty solid. Was there anything else you liked about it?
Seeing some people that I saw in the NFL, I thought it was really cool. I didn't know that he was on one, but Eli Rogers, I remember him being like really good with the Steelers. I don't know why he's not playing for an NFL squad right now, but like he looked good. Cardell Jones, watching him from college was interesting to see in the DC Defenders. Other than that, I didn't really know a lot of other people. I didn't recognize any names on the Seattle Dragons. It was right.
Yeah, Seattle Dragons.
I'm still gonna have to get used to it. I know that the St. Louis is the Battle Hawks or something, right? But so I liked the what I saw, and I like how they're playing. Like, so football in DC has always been traditionally played in Maryland with the Redskins. This team is downtown. They're not playing at RFK. They're playing at the
Audi Field.
The one that the United plays. So I thought that was really, really cool. They're playing in a spot where like they're downtown. It's actually a DC football team. People from the city can go there more often, and I think it's a really cool. It was a pretty cool environment for what I saw. There was pretty fair amount of people there.
With DC, it felt like it was almost sold out or close to.
Yeah, it was pretty large amount of people.
Poppin'. And I did some of the players you were talking about, like Rashad Ross and guys like that. Sammy Coates is another one.
I didn't know that either.
There are a lot of good quality receivers, especially. I was watching New York's receivers. They have like 3 guys that are all like really good. And but New York and DC, I think so far are the front runners for being like the dominant teams. New York put a whooping on Tampa Bay, I think. But Tampa Bay is also really, really bad.
Oh, okay.
That's what I've been seeing everywhere, and on the field they didn't look so hot. Neither did Seattle, really. Their quarterback is Brandon Silvers, and he was really good in the AAF. But last week he didn't look so solid. I think he threw 2 interceptions to DC. DC defense and special teams made a lot of plays on the ball. They had a block punt and touchdown, and they had those 2 interceptions. I think one was a pick 6. And, definitely the quality of play. I did take down that New York and DC look like the best teams. Mm-hmm. And I really, 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 really like the extra points.
I do, too. I like those a lot.
Like,
those are really cool.
Fun to see what teams are going to come out with and sort of like thinking about the strategy of, if they get 2 here, they could get 3 later, you know. And really, I saw it like 18 points is a 3-score game. You know, like it's like, or wait, maybe
it's a 2-score game.
2-score game. Yeah. And that's just kind of crazy to think about.
It's cool. I enjoyed it a lot. It feels like, okay, so I will admit, I don't like something. I don't like the kickoff. I think it's weird.
I think it's better for safety, but it is weird. And the returns are usually pretty good. Like they usually get to like the 30.
Okay.
But yeah,
I mean, it just feels like
so
so weird with like the players so close to each other, and I was kind of confused on when they were allowed to start moving, and it was kind of weird.
Once the receiver gets the ball, or I think once the ball hits the ground, the teams are allowed to kind of like they're standing about 5 yards apart from each other, and then they kind of like clash.
Okay,
and then usually somebody breaks through.
Okay, all right. So, but this seems like there's going to be a higher average of return on kicks, but there will almost never be a kick return for a touchdown.
Yeah, that would be tougher.
Yeah.
And I did see already. We were talking about the DC game looked almost sold out, and New York plays in MetLife. There are some big stadiums.
Wow.
Yeah, and there are. I already heard. I don't know because I've heard controversial things about whether this is backed up or not, but I've heard that they already passed ticket revenue for the entirety of the AAF in the first weekend.
Wow.
Which, if that is true, that probably means that the XFL will have some lasting power at least one season, I would think.
I mean, yeah, you would think so. Like, what were they called? The AAF. They didn't even Didn't they like
I
they
think it was
finished halfway
8
through the
weeks.
season because they couldn't even meet payroll.
Yeah,
Like
8
it was
weeks
really
or
bad.
7 weeks. Yeah, they
Yeah.
can afford to pay the players and stuff like that. Yeah, but yeah. So the extra points. The one thing I don't like is I don't like the one-footed catch. It's fun to watch in college, but I think for professional guys, you can get 2 feet down. You know,
I agree. I mean, like what I'm
logic.
kind of neutral on that. I don't really care too much,
Yeah.
but like, sure, yeah, like whatever.
That's just the one thing that I kind of got nitpicky at. But there were a ton of good, like, Twitter was blowing up with XFL. There was the one, they were doing replay with an Xbox One controller, and that made a bunch of people laugh. And then there was, in the New York Guardians game, there was a fan waving a slice of cheese, and then later on he ate it, and that just totally went viral. And it was pretty hilarious just to see a random dude eating Kraft singles on the sideline.
All right.
There seems to be, like... And the fans, they seem really engaged. Like, there's a lot of boos. And, you know, that's probably because tickets are cheaper and the fans are engaged at least,
Yeah.
you know. And I think good fan participation is key to
No,
starting
I
a league
think
like
it's
that,
good too.
you know.
And like, well, okay, there's something about that. Maybe it's because it was the old XFL and this is the new XFL, I guess. They only had it for a year, but I remember watching clips when I was a kid, and it doesn't, because I remember the XFL old one was all based on it being a lot more, for lack of a better term, violent. And this
Extreme.
is like, yeah, this is nothing like that. I don't know that's what they're going for. They're probably not, but
I will
like,
say-
it doesn't feel like the XFL brand that we
90s, yeah.
used to know.
But they I feel like they did kind of let them play more. Like, there weren't so many. There were a ton of hard hits. And I feel like less of them got flagged than usual in the NFL. And, you know, it was just kind of the pace of play. And I felt like somebody I was listening to on a podcast said the refs didn't want to be superstars, you know?
Yeah.
They didn't. There were times where they probably could have thrown a flag and they didn't. And I think that that's a good thing almost for the XFL.
I agree.
You know, they always talk about that pace of play. And the 25-second play clock is really interesting,
Oh,
too.
that's cool. I didn't even know they did that.
I didn't know about that either. But it's a 25-second play clock, and every skill position player can hear the coach's call in their headsets.
That's really fast
So
play,
the
then.
tight end and wide receivers don't have to go talk to the quarterback. The quarterback
or the
has
quarterback
to,
doesn't have to scream at
Yeah.
everyone. Yeah.
The only thing the quarterback has to do is give protection to the O-line, and then they can run the play. And that's that really speeds up the game. You just get more plays in less time. And, but I think all that's cool. Also, I mean, a lot of broadcasts, I think Fox didn't do it, but every other broadcast, you could hear what the coaches were saying sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
And that does kind of, it's going to be tough because coaches are going to have to kind of change up their playbooks or just leave it really general so that, I mean, not all of their plays are getting stolen or maybe what situations they tend to run. I feel like tendencies are going to be picked up pretty quick, you know. But, I mean, I guess if that is a problem, we would know later. But
Yeah. I liked it. I'm trying to think of something that, well, actually, you mentioned the pace of play and the refs and stuff like that. I think I watched maybe like at least a half. I only think I saw 2 penalty flags thrown, and they were both
in
like,
the DC game. They were really both teams were well disciplined. I think that game had less penalties than any of the other ones. But
all right. Well, yeah. Overall, you liked the first week.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited for next week.
Yeah, I know. This is not bad. I feel like this could
watch more.
I don't think it'll rival the NFL, but like I think it'll be kind of cool.
Well, that's what our friend Jay was asking me, and he was like, "What is their goal to surpass the XFL?" And I was like, "I don't."
You mean the NFL?
I mean, yeah, the NFL. And you know, I don't really know if that's the goal. I think the best situation for one of these startup leagues would be to partner with the NFL and make a sort of developmental league.
Yeah, like the G
NBA
League.
has. Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
in farm systems and stuff.
Yeah, and farm system. Yeah, and Jay was talking about like if they wanted to do that, what would have to happen? And I was trying to think back to like the when the NBA was rivaling the ABA. I think the thing that sort of started it was Julius Erving going to the ABA.
Yeah.
And so they would need a guy. And, like, I was just joking with Jay because I know Patrick Mahomes is on a contract here. So I was like, if Patrick Mahomes goes and plays for Seattle, the Seattle Dragons, then that would be, like, sort of like what the XFL would need to surpass the NFL.
Yeah,
for
they
some
would need
scenario.
a star to come.
Like somebody like Patrick
Hey,
Mahomes
why
would
not
come
Cam
play.
Newton?
Yeah.
That's more of a
No,
joke.
yeah, that
but,
would be-
like, that's kind of
I
a
don't
joke,
know.
but like
That's
I
a
mean,
good point. But
he's looking for. I know actually he's still on contract with the Panthers.
I think so. But
yeah.
Yeah, but so like somebody and then a bunch of other guys would have to come with a guy like Mahomes or Newton, in order for the XFL to pass the NFL. But that was just like, it'd be kind of funny if that happened, and maybe there would be another merger, XFL NFL merger.
Yeah, wow, that would be weird.
Maybe like 40 teams or something.
Well, I mean, the NFL had kind of a development league. AFL. They had the like not that long ago they had like the NFL World Teams where they had teams Europe. In Germany and stuff like that.
I don't really think that was developmental.
Like minor leagues,
yeah, I think that was just sort of to get a product in Europe. I've watched some videos on that, but I can't.
Kurt Warner used to play in it before he was on the Rams.
John Kitna also.
How about that?
There are a few decent guys in there.
Yeah. But, so maybe something like that can be a thing.
Yeah.
But who knows?
But I think that would be, if I could make the XFL do anything, I wouldn't want them to rival the NFL. I would want a developmental league. Because I was thinking about, it'd be cool. Like I was thinking with the Jaguars, like there could be the I don't know, like the Dayton. Let me think of a Dayton team name. The Dayton Dancers.
Okay,
that's the Jaguars minor league team. It'd just kind of be funny to see.
Yeah, no, that's not like a bad idea. Like
Philly could have. Let's see. Scranton,
the Fanatics,
Stranglers.
That's stealing from the from the baseball thing, but whatever.
But yeah, it'd just kind of be cool to have a bunch of minor league teams for the NFL teams.
No, I think that would be really cool. But I mean, we're talking years, decades before something like this happens.
Oh, who knows? I mean, if the NFL really likes something, they could hop in on it early.
Yeah, they could buy them straight out. And actually, in reality, you would assume that if the NFL does buy them or merges with them, the players will get. Well, they'll get more money, but when they have to adapt to the NFL rules.
That was the thing I was just thinking about now, because they take out some of the exciting rules probably. But
all right, we'll see how that goes.
To that.
Yeah,
but yeah. All right, so now we're gonna hop into Zack's NHL corner, is what I'm calling it.
Okay.
And Zack's gonna talk NHL because I literally know nothing about hockey.
I can ask you some stuff, and maybe you can figure it out.
Yeah, sure.
Well, you know about this.
I can give takes on some things.
Yeah. Well, you know about this. Ovechkin's 2 goals away from 700. I think that's really, really, really cool.
700 career, right?
Career, correct. Okay. Well, not season. What else?
I don't know. I didn't know if it was like 700 in like 2 years or something. I don't know.
Wow.
Oh, wait,
okay.
No, I don't know. Hockey.
Okay. All right. Never mind. But so Ovechkin getting 700, he'll get.
How many other guys have done
that? Like 8.
Okay. I mean, that's great company.
I think it's Gretzky, Howe, Messier, Esposito, Yager, who you know. Yeah. I know that. I know you know 2 of those.
I know Gretzky.
Lemieux doesn't even have 700.
Okay. That's pretty.
Mike Gardner, he played for the Caps before. So that's 6 right there. I can't name another one off the top of my head. But yeah, so like, I mean, that's like insane. So like him getting up to that like level, I don't know. So I mean, he still got. So if he gets to 700, he's still 195 away from Gretzky to pass him. He's 194 from tying him.
That'd be.
He would need
a lot of seasons.
He would need
he's old,
3 or 4 more seasons like he normally does, and he's 34, I think. Mm-hmm. He's pretty old, but you got to think like.
Do you think he's like a Yager type dude that could play that long?
Not to the ability he's playing right now. Yeah. I think he could play into his 40s. I just think that he won't be as effective as he is now in his 40s. Like a Yager wasn't. Yager was like
of course,
insane. Like. So,
but I mean, I know this season is kind of age defying because where he's at right now.
Well, I mean, he's 34 and he has almost 40 goals, and I don't. There's still he's only played like 53 games or something. So, like that's really it's age defying, but like it's not like. It's comparable to the guys that he's with right now in the goal standings. Like Gretzky had these kind of seasons when he was in his 30s and stuff. So this is not.
How long did Gretzky play?
He played 20 years. He played some 79 to 99.
So how old was he when he retired?
40.
Okay.
He played 1 year in the WHA.
I mean, to say that Ovechkin is a Gretzky level player is a bold claim, but
it is.
It's reasonable to say that if he wanted to, he could maybe play into his 40s.
Yeah, and I think that he's going to pass. So like when he reaches 700, he's got like 2 or 3 guys in front of him that are at like between like 700 and like 725-ish or something. So he's going to pass them next year, like no doubt.
Yeah.
So unless he gets really injured for some reason. So there's that. And then there's like a big gap, and then it's like another like boom, 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 he'll pass. And then it's like, I think it's Yager, Messier, Howe, and Gretzky. They're all like really far apart from each other, like at least like 20-ish goals away from each other. So like, it'll be at least like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
3 at the minimum, probably. It'll probably take him more like 4 or 5. Because I mean, you've heard this before a lot with sports. Father Time is undefeated, so like he'll probably have to play. He'll have to play a while before he gets to that mark. But I think he can. But I don't know if not Gretzky, if Ovechkin is going to want to do that.
Yeah.
Like what? I mean, like.
I mean, either way, he's had a great career, So it's like.
Yeah. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer, like, even
Yeah.
today. Like, no doubt in my mind. But
I mean, he's the best player in Caps history, probably, right?
Yes. But they got the most points. He's probably, of this generation, he's either the best or the second best. The only other person I can think of would be Crosby.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, pretty much. Well, Stamkos, maybe. But now he's a little bit further ahead. So, like... But yeah, besides Crosby, I think he's probably the best player of this generation. And in terms of skater, maybe not goalie, but yeah, he's great. And I think that he will pass it one day, but I mean, it just depends on what he wants to do. But moving on from that, actually some news just came today. I don't know if you saw it. Connor McJesus McDavid, he's out 3 weeks. Okay. And the Oilers are playing super, super well. He's the best player in the league.
I was going to ask something after this, but yeah, McDavid being out, obviously.
3 weeks. Like, I know the Oilers are playing so well. He's the second highest point getter in the league right now. I don't know who number one. Actually, I think it might be someone else also on the Oilers. Leon Draisaitl actually might have more points than him, but he's really the center of that team. Oilers are playing well. I think it's your division too, or they're in the Pacific.
I think are they even...
They're in the West.
Okay. I didn't even, for some reason, I wasn't thinking in the West.
I don't know if they're in the Pacific or the Central. But
I don't think so. I want to say no. But
okay. That's not that important. But you probably at least... Y'all play the Oilers more than the Caps do.
Yeah.
Them having that, obviously McDavid, he's the best player in the league, in my opinion. That's rough.
I'm a Winnipeg Jets fan.
Yeah.
Just to clarify that.
Yeah.
When I watch... And also, I wanted to clarify, my hockey schedule... Usually, I don't watch any hockey during the NFL season, and then once sports is kind of getting dry, I start watching more hockey, like near playoffs and playoffs too, for hockey. But yeah, right now in the season, I know very little about what's going on in hockey. So just to clarify, for anyone listening.
Well, okay, let me put it this way: the Oilers are possible cup contenders.
Yeah,
and they lose McDavid for 3 weeks. I don't know how bad the injury is. I think it all does is lower body, but that's what just hockey does. So. I mean, that's not great for them, but they have another great player with a guy named Leon Draisaitl. I think they're going to be okay. I think they'll probably lose more games than they win, but, like, I don't know. I mean, 3 weeks is only, like 9 games or something, probably, you would think. That's not too bad.
And I was going to ask, following up your Oilers thing, what is your, like, most surprising thing about the NHL this season?
The Oilers.
So
honestly, it really is. It's the Oilers. The Oilers are one of the worst teams in the league last year. Like, not one of the worst, but they're like very like low mid tier, and they're like a possible like upwards. Like I'm gonna look right now and see if I can get the standings. But yeah, the Oilers are playing like way better than people thought because it's mainly 2 guys. It's mainly this McDavid and this guy you might or may not know, Leon Draisaitl. It's mainly those 2 guys.
I think I've seen his name around lately. Yeah.
And it's like I'm not trying to like, like.
Right now in the West, the Oilers are behind the Canucks in the Pacific.
Okay, the Canucks are also really good this year.
Yeah,
but which is also kind of surprising. I'm gonna look actually.
And in the Central, the Blues, and
that's not shocking at all.
Yeah. And in the Eastern,
Nashville not playing as well as everyone thought. They have like really good players like Forsberg and Duchesne. That's kind of shocking that they're third to last in the Centrals. Yeah, Vancouver is like also surprised. Like they were kind of like, again, like one of those low mid tier teams last year. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take that back. The most surprising thing is San Jose being second to last.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like looking at the standings.
That is easily the most surprising. Last year, I take that completely back. How? Why are they bad? They shouldn't be bad. They're really, really, really good. I don't know what's so bad about them. Like,
I mean, you probably watch way more East hockey than West. So,
I do,
yeah.
but like I'm so shocked because actually coming into the season, if you were to tell me like because they locked up Erik Karlsson to like a huge max deal. Everyone thought he was gonna. Him and Brett Burns on defense is like so good, but and their goal scoring ability is good. They have a great leader in Joe Thornton out there. Like, and their goaltending is good. Like, I don't get it. Like they have a perfect formula for being good, and they're not. They're one of the worst teams.
Have you watched a lot of their games?
I haven't. I haven't watched probably a single one of their games, but like maybe that's the case. Is like I just
There's
don't.
probably something going on with like the eye test,
Like seriously, like I was thinking to myself, if you were to give me two teams out of the West to like make it to the Stanley Cup Finals, one of them would have been San Jose. Like seriously, like they were really like. I don't think they were that good last year. Like they were good, but like they made it to I think the second round of the playoffs. Like they were good. And I thought that when they locked up Karlsson, and they were able to get like their team situated and have like him down for a while. I thought that would bring maybe like a sense of like closures is not a good word, but like security.
Yeah.
And they would play even better than they were because they were playing last year. Maybe that's part of the problem. Actually, now that I think about it, because they were playing last year like this is going to be Karlsson's only year with them. And then now they're playing like he's going to be there for another 8 years because he is. And maybe that's why. I don't know. But they're really good, and they're not playing like it. There might be a significant injury that I just don't know about. But they're a phenomenal team on paper if they don't have that. Also, the other team that I was thinking of is, I don't know how well they're playing, the Vegas Golden Knights. A lot of people thought they were going to go to the Stanley Cup Finals last year, but they got knocked out by the Sharks in the first round. So, I don't know. They're both those teams are really, really good, and I don't know how Vegas is doing. I don't really care too much about them because they're technically still kind of a small market team.
Yeah.
But I just don't pay enough attention to them. But I mean, besides that, like that's probably the biggest two surprises is San Jose being that bad and Edmonton being this good. Like I never would have saw either of those things coming. Like I was thinking maybe like I really don't know. Also, like kind of weird was like I guess it's kind of like an off-season thing. Like Pat Maroon, who was a really big player on the Blues last year, and he's from St. Louis. I thought that he was going to stay in St. Louis. He joined Tampa Bay, which I thought was kind of weird, but that's more of an off-season thing.
Is Tampa Bay still like
they're leading their division
last season?
No, Boston's winning their division, but they're second.
Yeah,
because Boston is literally the best team in the league right now in terms of points. They're good. Yeah, but Tampa Bay is still good. But my like faith in them is so low. Like now because of what happened to them last year. So
yeah, like of course.
I mean, maybe that's something they can build on because the Caps like have had that happen to them so many times, so many expectations, and the 1 year they didn't have any, they ended up winning. Yeah. So like, maybe that's it. I don't know. Maybe that's what they need.
And who's your like NHL MVP right now?
That's hard.
Is it kind of close between a couple of guys?
Honestly, I feel like no. Well, you could choose either of the guys on the Oilers, Draisaitl or McDavid.
Is there an MVP?
Yeah, it's called the Hart Trophy.
Oh yeah.
And then there's also the Art Ross Trophy, which is the Hart
goal scorer, right?
No, that's the Rocket Richard. The Art Ross is chosen by the NHL Players Association, so the players vote on the Art Ross, and journalists vote on the Hart Trophy.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I like that. More leagues should do that.
I'm gonna look real quick and see who the leading point getter is in the NHL right now. I'm thinking it's probably gonna be McDavid or Leon Draisaitl. I don't know. It is Leon Draisaitl. Actually, I'm gonna take that back. I think David Pastrnak. He's a right wing for the Boston Bruins. I know who he is. He's my pick right now.
Yeah,
he's really
he's
good.
having a great year.
Yeah, he's the number one. I think he's leading in goals. I think he has more than Ovechkin, even though Ovechkin's going on this insane tear. But yeah, David Pastrnak. Even though I don't like the Boston Bruins, I'm gonna be very unbiased and choose him. Like him, the top 3, no doubt, are actually, I think, in no particular order. Like, I think we'll win it. Him, Draisaitl, or McDavid. Like, unless McDavid's injury turns into something that's way more, then yeah, those 3 guys are. Panarin's playing really well for the Rangers, but the Rangers aren't good, so like he's not gonna win if they're not like a winning team.
Yeah. I saw they're like second to last too. So
Rangers?
Yeah.
God, really? I didn't think they were that bad, but all right, whatever. But that's really all I have to talk about with hockey. What we're gonna move on to next, NBA stuff, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do. So the NBA trade deadline was last week. A lot of moves going down. Andre Iguodala, D'Angelo Russell, Andre Drummond. A lot of teams that didn't make moves, like the Sixers, and let's see who else was supposed to, maybe some people probably thought the Lakers were gonna make some trades.
Really? Yeah. I think their team is perfect how it is.
Well, I mean, when you have like a team, like if you have a contender, like
what was a rumor about them who they were gonna try and? Like, who were they gonna try and get?
I don't know, but
you just dish out Kuzma.
Like the Sixers were gonna move Horford. And
really? He just signed.
Yeah, but he's ass.
Oh, okay.
And then the Lakers are gonna move Kuzma. No, Horford just doesn't work for the Sixers. He's a good player, but he just doesn't.
Oh, all right.
I don't think so. But I mean, I never liked him. But yeah. So
all right.
Me and Zach were just gonna go over our favorite trades from the week, and maybe I don't really have like a least favorite, but yeah, I think my favorite trade is gonna be D'Angelo Russell to the Wolves for Wiggins and a few other players. I just think that the Wolves needed help at point guard, and D'Angelo Russell is a good point guard, and I don't like Andrew Wiggins. I've never really liked Andrew Wiggins. I think he's soft. He's just not a good fit for a team that needs like a hardy guy like the Wolves. Like the Wolves, they've always flowed through good big men, guys like Garnett and K-Love, and they kind of have a guy like that right now in Cat, who maybe just needs a little bit more help getting some toughness to him. And right now, the best thing they can do is put pieces around him. And I think bringing in a guy like D'Lo is going to be good for them.
Well, I like that trade too.
Yeah.
But I think you and I are talking about this. They gave up a lot to get him. Mm-hmm. A lot. Like, and don't get me wrong, I don't really I think D'Angelo Russell is a little overrated, but he is good. Like, he's a good player. He's made all-star teams. Like, he's not like bad.
He made it. No, he didn't make it this year. He made it last year.
He made it one year. Yeah, that
last year.
But like, they gave up a lot for just one dude, and I think like a second-round pick. Like, it was a lot. Like,
yeah, but also the Wolves have been on a big losing streak. I think I saw something last night. Cat hasn't won a game since Thanksgiving. Or something like that.
That's not good.
With the amount of time he's been out and the losing streaks they've been on, he hasn't won a game since Thanksgiving or something like that. And they really needed to do something. And I think that probably their options, this is the best thing they could do. You know?
Maybe. Honestly.
I know they did lose last night, though.
Yeah.
So, it's like, but they're coming off a huge losing streak.
So, first of all, I think that is overall a really, really good trade for the Golden State Warriors, if you want me to be honest with you. When D'Angelo Russell signed or got traded to or whatever however he got to Golden State, we all knew he was not going to stay there. He signed. All right. We all know he wasn't going to stay there. Everyone knew that he was not going to be there for more than a year and a half. So it's not surprising at all that D'Angelo Russell is already gone. The thing that I'm thinking of is I think this is a really good trade for Golden State, and I'll tell you why. No one is going to be able to replace Kevin Durant. Andrew Wiggins is like a Kevin Durant light. In this sense, he can shoot it.
Not really, though.
He can shoot it.
He can make the corner three, and that's about it.
He can shoot it. Not as good as Kevin Durant. I'm not saying he's
got
Kevin
an okay
Durant.
post game.
He can shoot it, and that's what the Warriors need. And I don't know how good he is playing defense, though. I have no idea about his defense.
His defense is, I think it's average, too.
Okay, so that's KD's defense probably, too. So,
KD was a really good defender before he tore his Achilles.
Okay, whatever.
He's having a great defense this season.
All right, cool. Sure. I don't know. I don't pay attention to that stuff. But, so, all right, Andrew Wiggins is basically like a shorter, not as good Kevin Durant, which you can say about a lot of players, I feel like. Yeah. But, okay.
I just want to also...
He fits into the system like Kevin Durant would. Like, I'm not saying he's going to play it better than Kevin Durant, but do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but that doesn't really matter for them right now anyway, because, all their stars
Wiggins will probably still be there next year,
but
right?
Without,
like, when everyone's back.
Yeah, I suppose. But without Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, their system doesn't mean anything.
Absolutely. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I think Kevin Durant is a really good player, but if Kevin Durant was still healthy and playing on that team, I don't think that they would be winning as many games. Like, Kevin Durant can't do it all by himself. Yeah. Like,
and also Wiggins is on a horrible contract.
Yeah, he's on a huge contract.
So for that also hurts them, and it helps D'Lo's on a max, but I think the Wolves are getting more value in D'Angelo Russell than they were in Andrew Wiggins.
To be honest, I haven't really been paying super much attention to Andrew Wiggins. I don't know how bad or good.
His is like slightly. He didn't sign a max, but it was like close to.
Oh, okay.
Like it was a couple years ago.
But like, you know what I'm kind of surprised about? I know no one was talking about it. I know he's really good, but the Wolves aren't trying to win. Why didn't they dish out Cat? Seriously, like I know he's really good.
Well, because I think they are trying to win. They're just not doing well. You know, and, if you look at their roster, it's like it's a competitive roster. Okay. It's not a start tanking games roster, I think.
Okay. All right. I don't know.
I think they just signed Cat a couple years ago to a huge deal. So
yeah, all right. But never mind, I guess. I just
thought in the NBA, you do have to be ready to tank like any second. So I see where you're coming from for sure. But yeah.
It just feels like the team that they've put around him hasn't worked, and no matter what players come in, it doesn't work.
Well, I think
so. Why not try and
the logic is? They knew Jimmy wasn't. They didn't know Jimmy wasn't going to work, but you could kind of tell. You could tell from Jimmy that it wasn't going to work, and they brought in Cat and D'Lo were teammates at wherever somewhere.
No, D'Lo played for Ohio State, and Cat played for Kentucky.
I know that they have a history for some reason or
okay, all right, cool.
They are friends.
Okay, how about this? This is the last straw. If this doesn't work, then they got to start. They got to think about something else.
Move.
Like if you're saying that they have a chemistry already before even playing with each other, this doesn't work. They need to get another player, and if it doesn't work, then scrap it all.
Last night, they each got 1,000 tickets, and they gave them away to fans together. You know,
okay,
and it's like
all right, so that's a start.
They're making community actions. Doing that together, you know.
Okay.
And so
that's actually, I guess that's not really like a least favorite trade because we were thinking about doing best and least. But like the fact that like Cat wasn't even in a discussion. Like I know he's really good and I know Minnesota wants to keep him, but like they're not. It hasn't worked for 5-6 years. Like, and I understand that's not that much time, but in the NBA, if you don't get the number 1 overall pick and you're not like a playoff contending team like consistently, I feel like it's just not working.
Yeah,
like
that is kind of the way the league is right now.
Like that's just how I see it. But like, I guess you can give it time. Like now you know what? I don't really have much else to say. It's just like, I feel like it's almost done. Mm-hmm. I feel like this is really the last straw with them. Like if this doesn't work out, they've got to move on.
Did you have a trade that you liked?
Well, I really personally as a Heat fan, I really did like the Heat trade. We got veteran leadership and a really solid player in Jay Crowder and Andre Iguodala, a great defender when he's healthy. We got rid of a lot of people were like, oh, we gave up so much. Dion Waiters was not playing. Dion Waiters was sitting on the bench and not even dressing, not even coming to games. He was being like not a good
Iguodala
guy.
was doing the same for the Grizzlies.
Oh, really? So, okay. Well then, whatever. I think I don't forget who else. What else the Heat gave up?
Is Justice Winslow.
Justice Winslow hurts a little bit.
I think that's the worst part. And James Johnson.
And then James Johnson's kind of like a fan favorite, but he was like more of like a role player, bench warmer kind of situation. Mm-hmm. So I'm okay with like James Johnson going. Yeah. I liked him a lot as a player, but like I guess it's time. But Justice Winslow, a good defender overall. He hurts the most, but I feel like we're counting on Iggy's like experience in that regard to help. And Jay Crowder, I think, is an okay defender. I don't really know too much about him.
He's a little bit 3-and-D.
Yeah, he's 3-and-D guy. I know that, but like I don't know how good at that he is.
It's like if I had to put a letter grade on him, I give him like a C+.
I'll take it.
Yeah, C+, B-.
But I know he's like a guy that like is on like playoff championship caliber teams.
He's a great guy to have on your bench. Yeah, absolutely.
Like because he was on the Jazz last year.
Always make the playoffs. Yeah,
he's on the Jazz last year, right?
Yeah,
he's always on 1-year deals on like really good teams.
He usually gets traded also a lot.
Yeah,
too. Yeah. I think last team I remember him being with was the Jazz, and then
he was on the Cavs. But he won a championship with the Cavs. Did he not?
Yeah, he was on the Celtics before that, and I think this season he signed with somewhere new, but I can't remember. They weren't very good.
I want to say it was Memphis, but that doesn't sound right.
Maybe it was. Yeah, because he got traded from Memphis, so. But
okay,
he signed he signed somewhere between his Jazz contract and this season.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like I'm really excited for it. I do like that. This is gonna kind of shock you, but I think one of the better trades. I think it's better than people realize, and maybe it's because they're trying to create a different culture in their city of not winning, but a different kind of style of play. So I don't think the Andre Drummond trade is terrible.
I don't think it's bad either, but it just, to me, there's no reason to do it. I just don't. Really.
Well,
I don't think it makes a difference.
I was
for
thinking
either
to
team.
myself, why get him if you're not going to sign him? Because you would think that something like this is going to be a 1 year kind of thing. He's on a contract year. Felt kind of weird.
I didn't know that.
And then Cleveland immediately came out and said, we're planning on keeping him for a long time. So they're going to give him money. They're going to give him a bag.
And move some of the things that are ailing them, like Kevin Love's contract and some other things.
Yeah.
I think it's a good move.
They're going to give him a bag.
Last year and this year, I don't know about this year, but last year Drummond had a really good season. And I think that it does make sense if Cleveland can do some things with it,
I agree.
They need to make adjustments to make Andre Drummond good in their system.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And do you know what he got traded for? Because I was about to look at it.
I think it was like a 1 for like.
Because, I mean, if it's some picks,
something.
Cleveland needs their picks, I would think. But, I would not give up picks if I was Cleveland. But they haven't really drafted well, so maybe they should give up picks. But, it's just interesting.
By the way, how is Sexton
I'm looking
doing?
now. He's having.
No, I'm not talking about just to see. I'm talking
I'm
about
a Colin
as a
Sexton
whole.
fan. I don't really know how he's doing this year, but I've seen like some plays with him. But I mean, he doesn't really have much around him or anything. I don't. Really,
All right, well then I guess we'll see.
I don't think he's a guy that can save Cleveland or anything.
That's also another thing. I was surprised Love didn't get moved. That was the big one that I
like
actually
Jetty Osman. I don't think anybody wants Kevin Love.
He's not bad.
Besides maybe LA.
It's his contract.
Yeah.
It's pretty much if he had like a lesser
only
contract,
person I
he
think
would've
out
been-
there that's like, oh, I wish I could be teammates with Caleb right now is maybe LeBron James.
Okay, if his contract was like $25 million cheaper, he would have gotten moved. No doubt in my mind. Like not per year, obviously. I mean, just like overall.
I just don't really think he right now at his stage in his career. I don't think he brings much to a team. That I think you can get guys that do the same thing for less money and better ages and everything. And I do like Kevin Love, but like if I'm a GM right now, I'm not going. I need Kevin Love.
Then I see your perspective. I do. I get it.
That's just me though.
All right.
Like I'd rather have a guy like Blake Griffin or somebody like that.
Is Blake Griffin still on the Pistons?
Yeah.
All right. He's kind of dwindled into honestly thin air to me.
Yeah, there's a lot of like weird moves with these low tier East teams doing
like
strange things.
It's not that like he's any worse of a player. It's just like he's not on a team that like I care about anymore. Like no offense to Detroit Pistons fans if you're listening, but I just like don't follow them. Like I just don't.
I feel like they're not on national TV or anything. And I mean,
they're not. They're
we're
like
not
they
in a
haven't been
market
good
that
in a
would ever show
while.
the Pistons.
Yeah.
So I mean, I really think you can't blame us. I really like watching like the Detroit teams of like 2004.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Billups and stuff. Yeah, those are cool teams.
Mm-hmm.
And Wallace and other people, but like it's just I don't know.
I've been looking around everywhere. I can't even find the Andre Drummond trade, but yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Oh,
You can't even.
Blake Griffin's out for the year.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Maybe that's why, because they're like gonna maybe move him in the offseason or something.
I think Detroit was just kind of doing a flash sale. It seems like from what I'm reading, and also because I remember the Sixers, they were talking about going for Luke Kennard, who was he was drafted like 2 years ago.
He's pretty good.
He's a good,
he
he's
played
a good
for
shooter.
Wisconsin,
Yeah.
I believe.
And so I think they might have just been moving whatever, probably just to get picks.
He's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like him.
But
He was on the Pistons, and then he went to the Rockets, and I think he's back on the Pistons again. Because I know pretty sure he got drafted to the Pistons, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah.
I think
And
he
I
was
know
only
it- then
drafted
I-
like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Are you sure he was on the Rockets? I don't know.
Maybe I'm thinking of someone else.
Maybe. But yeah.
But no, no, he was drafted out of the team that made it to the finals, the Wisconsin team in 2014. He's not old, but like.
He's only been on the Pistons. He was drafted.
Oh, okay.
17.
Man, I'm thinking of some. No, you know who I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of that guy y'all drafted. Went to Michigan. I'm forgetting slipping his name.
The Sixers? Or?
Yeah, the Sixers definitely drafted him.
Are you talking about the guy from Wichita?
No,
We traded him to the Clippers.
definitely was
I don't know.
from Michigan. Well, maybe he wore.
I can't think of anyone.
Oh, no, we'll figure it out later.
Yeah. But yeah. So I think that's gonna wrap up our NBA talk.
Nick Stauskas.
Oh, Stauskas.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was his nickname? Sauce Castillo.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the best nickname of all time. I don't think he's still in the league.
Oh, he's not.
I don't know.
Okay.
He was on Brooklyn a couple years ago. He was good
All
on
right.
Brooklyn.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking of Nick Stauskas. I'm pretty sure he ended up on Houston at some point.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's not the point.
But
We're going to move on to the NFL game.
Yeah, so we found this thing on Twitter. I found it earlier today, and I sent it to Zack just because I thought it was interesting. But it was a bunch of the top players. I'll put it on screen on YouTube, and I guess maybe we'll also tweet it out. But if you're watching on YouTube, I'll put it on screen now. It is a sort of like those memes that have been going around. That's 3 rows of items, and like we got sent one. Zack sent one earlier that was breakfast food. But this one is NFL players. And so it's a quarterback, a running back, and a wide receiver. And we're going to pick 1 quarterback and 1 running back, and then 2 wide receivers. And so your options for quarterback are Tom Brady, Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, and Drew Brees. And for running back, you can go Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, Christian McCaffrey, Ezekiel Elliott, Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara, and Saquon Barkley. And then for receiver, you can go Michael Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins, Julio Jones, Amari Cooper, Tyreek Hill, Odell Beckham Jr., or Devontae Adams. And so we're each going to pick...
We're going to do 2 receivers, though, right?
1 quarterback, 1 wide receiver. No, 1 quarterback, 1 running back, and 2 wide receivers.
Gotcha.
Because I was thinking with wide receiver, there's a clear choice. And most teams have at least 2 good wide receivers.
Okay.
So, yeah. But we're thinking context of, like, building a dream team. All these guys are on 1-year deals. Future doesn't matter. We're just thinking, like, we're going to have a lit squad, maybe for, like, 7-on-7 or something.
Okay.
Yeah. So
oh, wait. No. So we're not worried about the future. Okay, that changes a lot of things.
Yeah.
So
we're thinking, like,
if
1-year
you're
deals.
only doing the future, I was going to... It pretty much brings it down to Mahomes and Watson at that point, because all these guys... Well, and Lamar Jackson, if you like that kind of, like, kind of quarterback.
But, yeah. So who would you take at quarterback, Zach?
Do I have Bill Belichick? Because I have Bill Belichick.
You're coaching him.
I'm coaching him.
Yeah.
Oh, then I don't want Tom Brady. I don't know how to coach Tom Brady. I'm sorry to all y'all paid Brady fans, but I can't. Like, I don't know how to coach that guy. If I'm going with that, I'm gonna go with Russell Wilson, and the reason being is because I like a guy who's mobile. I like a guy who can throw it deep too. Like, he was on it. Like, I like Lamar Jackson, but if you want me to be completely honest with you, I thought Russell Wilson should have been MVP.
I'm in shock right now because Zach is not a Seahawks fan.
No, I don't like the Seahawks.
I'm gonna pick Russell Wilson, and it's probably gonna piss off Zach. And then Zach took Russell Wilson. I'm like, wow,
I'm being unbiased here. But yeah, no, seriously, Russell Wilson should have probably won MVP this year, in my opinion.
He was great, yeah.
Well, he was the MVP frontrunner for like the first 6 weeks of the year, and then Lamar Jackson just completely went off. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Lamar Jackson did not deserve the MVP. I am saying that I would have chosen someone different. But I'll go, just because of his experience, he's won a Super Bowl. I think all of these guys have won Super Bowls except for Lamar Jackson and Deshaun Watson. Yeah, that is true. Most recently with Pat Mahomes. I'll take Russell Wilson. Super Bowl resume, has in the prime of his career, and he's dual threat. For running back, I'm having trouble between Dalvin Cook and Saquon Barkley. Just because they're both young, really good talents. I'll go Saquon just because of his ability to catch too. Just because
me and Zach are thinking a lot of the same things. Because I was thinking Dalvin Cook. I just really like Dalvin Cook. I had him in fantasy this year, so
you're doing Russell Wilson and Dalvin Cook. Is that what you're doing? Give me your reasoning.
I kind of want to go Mahomes now, just because you went Russell Wilson.
That's fine.
So I'm gonna go Mahomes because I like to throw the deep ball.
And this show is based off of argumentative, so we have to choose different things.
Mahomes fits better with my receivers that I was gonna pick. Okay, anyway. So I'll go.
So
Mahomes.
I'm assuming one of them is Tyreek Hill.
Maybe.
Okay.
But.
All right, I'm sorry.
Different reason.
Yeah. So Mahomes because you like to throw the deep ball.
I think Mahomes and Dalvin Cook. I really like Dalvin Cook. I think he's the most balanced running back in the league.
That's fair.
He can not in terms of he's not a great catching the ball, but he has power and he has speed. So he can definitely crush some guys sometimes, and he's really I feel like hitters just kind of bounce off him, and I just really like the way he runs, and I think he'd be I could coach him. He would go for my team.
Yeah, I got you.
Because he can kind of throw any play at him, and he's going to fit in well. He's a true 3-down back.
All right, who are your receivers?
For my receivers, I'm going to take the obvious Michael Thomas.
I mean, we're both going to take Michael Thomas. I don't think there's any doubt in anyone's mind.
I think Michael Thomas is the best receiver in the league probably now. I don't really think it's close. And for my second option, this is going to be the one that pisses off Zack. I want Odell Beckham Jr. because I'm going to sell jerseys. No, that's not the main reason. But I just really, I've always liked Odell Beckham Jr. in the fact that he at any time can make a play that can seal a game for you if you just get in the ball. He can catch the deep ball. He can run after the catch. Like, I think he might be the best rack guy out of all of these, besides maybe Devontae Adams and maybe Tyreek Hill. But after the catch, Odell Beckham Jr. is really, really good. And I think that the Browns are doing him dirty, and my dream team wouldn't do him dirty.
What are they doing to him? I really have no idea.
It is. I mean, he had maybe 3 touchdowns this year. You know, he's not getting like looks that he should be getting.
So obviously we're both gonna choose Michael Thomas. You just said there's like no doubt about it. He's the best receiver in the league. Yeah. Like we can just like dish that aside.
Just because the sheer amount of
I'm not gonna choose Odell Beckham Jr. I'm not mad, but like I don't know why you think I'm gonna get. I understand it.
I'm pissed off.
You can try and fizz me. If you would have pissed me off, you would have said Tyreek Hill. Actually, now that you chose Pat Mahomes, would have made more sense for you to go to Tyreek Hill because of chemistry.
Yeah, Odell can make the deep catches.
All right. I am making my choice based off the opposite of what your reason. Your reason is to maybe come back in a game, like you get him the ball and you run it. Mine is the complete opposite. Mine is sealing the game and getting a win by making that one big catch. If there's any guy I want to throw a ball up to, I'm going to have to go with, and for pure possession, I have to go with Julio Jones. Mm-hmm. Just because he is the best guy of everyone on there. Like, I know we have Odell Beckham making that insane catch. Yeah, that's one catch.
Okay, there's some other ones.
Okay, there's a couple other ones. But Julio Jones, like, highlight reel is all of those toe tapping.
And he makes them contest it a lot.
Yeah,
he's
all
almost
the time.
Like,
all
just because
the time.
His frame is crazy.
Yeah, like he's enormous. So there's that. I think that he's just an insane athlete, and I think he's kind of entering maybe like a little bit like he's in his prime still. He's reaching the end of his prime.
I think he's like matured like fine wine right now.
I agree.
You know, that's kind of how I view him. He's like almost like the vet. Yeah. But like I feel like he's gonna be like a Larry Fitz type guy, where like he just keeps
playing for the Falcons,
dominating for years. Maybe for the Falcons.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's gonna be one of those type of guys. He's like right where like if I was a young receiver and I could learn from anybody, I would maybe go Julio, you know.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
And I think there's a clip of Larry Fitz talking to Kyler Murray about Julio, and he says like a lot of the same things I'm saying. It's kind of interesting just to see. Right. I don't remember if it's out there, but I might show you after the show or something.
Okay. But yeah, that's really, really cool. I didn't know that. But yeah, so you're going to go with, what was your other pick? I forgot already. Odell Beckham Jr.
Mahomes, Cook, Michael Thomas, and Odell Beckham Jr.
We both got Michael Thomas. I've got Russell Wilson, Saquon, and Julio Jones. I think those are we got good teams. Like
these are just seriously. These are like the best players of 2019.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so like this will
interesting list.
This will be a good.
If I could have Gardner Minshew, I'd take Gardner Minshew.
Why? Why though? As your punter or something?
Jokes. He'd be a good backup.
Yeah, no, he's good. I mean, that's half of his. That was half of his job last season. Or not more than. No, less than half. Yeah. I don't remember how many games he ended up starting or whatever.
In my other NFL, I just kind of I was thinking about this I think I might have talked to Zack a little bit about it in the offseason, but like if you could bring in like there are guys every year that are like kind of under the radar, like free agent signings that like are just like solid guys that you could just like bring onto your team. So we're not doing like we just did like a superstar scenario, but Zack, if you could put anyone on the Eagles that was just like a okay dude, like a reasonable guy to get, who would be your okay dude?
Does it have to be a free agent?
No.
Oh,
just like I mean, like you could trade like a 4th round pick for him or like something like that. You know, like.
Well, we already got that. I really wanted Jordan Howard. That's what I want. That's honestly really what my answer would have been if you asked me this time last year. Yeah, 100%. It would have been Jordan Howard. So I don't know. That's hard. Anybody I wanted. Because anybody within reason, right?
Yeah, like not trading your whole franchise, not signing for a maximum contract.
Darius Slay.
I mean, that's kind of
he's there.
He's a little bit up there. He might be a little bit pricey.
I mean, like but the Lions don't want to re-sign him. Apparently, that's probably why I say that.
Yeah,
but I can go a little bit lower. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a better corner because we have not very good corners. I'm trying to think of like Patrick Peterson.
Quentin Dunbar is on the trade block.
Quentin Dunbar or Patrick Peterson.
And I was saying Jaguars go get Quentin Dunbar, but
Patrick Peterson's not as good as he used to be. I'll say Patrick Peterson.
I mean, he's pretty good.
Okay, fine. I don't know.
Quentin
I don't know the names of corners.
The guys I'm thinking about are Quentin Dunbar type guys. And I'll give you my answer because I was thinking about this offseason. I think I actually told Zack about it one night, but mine is Vontaze Burfict.
Oh, yeah, you did say that.
If I could put anyone on the Jaguars, I would put Vontaze Burfict on the Jaguars.
Is he still suspended, though?
I don't care.
Okay. Well, I mean, that kind of matters if he can't play.
The Jaguars just need a guy who can put in effort. He is suspended indefinitely, which means he'll probably be back next year.
Oh, okay.
I would think. But, yeah, because the Jaguars need a guy that's just going to go out there and hit somebody. And that's what Vontaze Burfict does, even though sometimes he gets thrown out of the league for it.
All right.
But
by the way, I have my final answer now. It's a Quentin Dunbar kind of type, but it's not Quentin Dunbar. If I had to choose, because he's really, really good, and yes, he's a Cowboy, but that makes me hurt. Byron Jones.
Okay.
Is that fair? Is that better?
I mean,
he's really good, but he's not like
your corners are too good.
What?
Quentin Dunbar. I'm making Quentin Dunbar.
My corners are not that good. What are you talking about? Your corners are better than my corners. Guys.
Were the Jaguars corners?
Yes,
right now?
they are. No. Are you kidding me? Are you name the ones on the Eagles right now?
Oh wait, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, I thought you were talking about the guys that you listed.
No. I'm talking about the ones on the Eagles right now.
Okay, yeah. But I mentioned Trey Herndon the other day. You say who's Trey Herndon?
Yeah. I don't know.
He had
who
more
that
picks
is.
than Jalen Ramsey.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Ha! Jalen Ramsey, you suck on the Rams.
He didn't really play.
I don't like Jalen Ramsey either. I'll be a lot more open about it with you. Because every single time I used to be, you always yelled at me. Even now, I'm allowed to be a meme.
During the Super Bowl, there was that commercial with Jalen Ramsey, and Brandon was like, "Is that Jalen?" And then we were like, "We don't talk about him anymore."
Was it actually him though? The
commercial?
I didn't know that. Wait, who's he with?
Or something.
So
it was him sitting next to It was a Chargers player. Oh, I think it was Derwin James. Was either Derwin James or that one corner they have?
It was
Casey Hayward.
Yeah, it was Casey. I'm pretty sure it was Casey Hayward.
So it was them two sitting
Casey Hayward
on like a
was
construction
it?
site.
I don't care. All right.
But yeah.
What was the commercial for?
It was like an NFL 100 commercial.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was going to be
NFL
for like
propaganda.
M&Ms or some BS like that. I don't know. I can see Jalen Ramsey doing an M&M commercial.
Yeah.
Probably covers as good as an M&M would right now.
Hey, that's a tight seal on the M&M.
Shut up, Joe.
All right. But yeah, so this is just kind of our like thrown together episode with a bunch of random stuff.
Yeah, not a lot of stuff's going on right now,
Yeah,
so we had to
kind
of get some stuff going.
So, yeah. But yeah, so please check us out on Twitter, Cannonball WCNU.
YouTube.
Yeah, and YouTube is gonna be up now. We're gonna be uploading every episode there, maybe like the day after. So probably on like Wednesdays or Tuesday nights. Episodes will be going up. And yeah. So the SoundCloud, if you're listening on SoundCloud, please subscribe to the YouTube because we're out of room on SoundCloud.
Yeah, we're going to move everything over to YouTube. Yeah.
So stuff is pretty much going to be mainly on YouTube from now on. So if you are on SoundCloud, please go check out the YouTube. We can't have a custom link for our YouTube till we get 100 subs.
What's the name of our channel? Is it just the same thing as it is on the
channel? It's Cannonball Sports Pod, I think.
Okay.
And so, but the easiest way to find the YouTube is the Twitter bio.
Yep.
So go to the Twitter bio. Click the YouTube link. That's our YouTube.
Yeah, and we
subscribe.
we tweet every single time we have a YouTube episode go up. Yeah. So all you have to do is just click on the link on the tweet, and you can go to our video, right?
And yeah, that'll take you to the videos. And please.
So is this episode going to be on SoundCloud or no?
Or is this the last probably one? Not.
Okay, probably not. All right.
So I'll get this one on SoundCloud just to let.
This will be the last episode on SoundCloud.
So also please leave us feedback, leave us likes, anything, any critical constructive criticism we appreciate, of course. We're guys that can take that. And so yeah, any recommendations, anything you want us to talk about, if you know us in person, text us. I think that's gonna wrap it up.
All right, yeah, thanks guys. Also shout out to Matt for giving us some constructive criticism. Thanks, man. Keep watching our show or listening to our show.
All right, have a great night.
All right, have a great night, y'all. Bye.